What's up, guys? Zeus here, back with another video. This is just gonna be quick, but we're gonna be looking at the Pharaoh lady buff. So I can't wait to see what they did with her. This is just a little intro. I already did this shit on stream, so if you haven't dropped by the streams already, I do a lot of stream video content right there, so definitely stop by. But yeah, let's hop right into it. Yep, there we go. There we go. Just remembered. Just remembered.
Okay, let's look at Faro Lady's most recent buff. So Faro Lady got quite a big buff here from the test server side. We're going to be able to see the first one here, in which we adjust external tray cloak to automatically enter cloak state when near the hunter from 20 to 18 meters. Now
that's okay.
Could be considered a buff, and let me explain to you why it could be considered a buff. If it's reduced from 20 meters to 18 meters, then that simply just means that you can be in invisibility mode for just an even longer time compared to 20 meters. But how could this also be considered a nerf as well? This also could be considered a nerf simply just because of the fact that if it's reduced from 20 meters to 18 meters, when you use your skill of trying to throw down threads to another direction, it will be limited as well, as you do see here. Because the moment you get out from that 80 meters, maybe you'll just be alerted towards a hunter a little bit earlier than you would want to compared to the 20 meters. So for me right now, the first skill is more or less of a, how do I say, it's more or less of adjustment. There's a little bit of a buff side and there's a little bit of a nerf side.
Okay.
Now the next
I don't know,
that's
not really.
we adjust the external tray cloak, in which, as you can see here as well, we do see where exposure is.
Adjusted the external tray cloak so that when the exposure is below 40%, leaving the vicinity, the hunter will no longer alert. The vicinity of the hunter will no longer alert the hunter. What? So she gets rewarded now for just running around aimlessly in the open, and then when you hit below 40%, wow, that's actually crazy.
40% right there. If your exposure is below 40% and you leave the hunter's range, you will not be alerted to the hunter. But of
that's
course,
actually
if you
crazy.
have 40% or extra exposure, you will be marked towards the hunter. Now, with that in mind, another part of Faro Lady's buff is the fact that her alert duration will be reduced from, I think, 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds to 1.5 seconds. That's simply because of the fact that 1.5 seconds is a tiny bit, like 2.3 seconds, 2.5 seconds is a little bit too long.
Damn!
When it comes to,
shit lasted that long?
Hunters like Geisha or BQ can just dash.
Wait, that's actually so goofy.
Like
wait, tell me that's not funny looking at.
Bit too long, when it comes to, you know, being alerted. So the hunters like Geisha or BQ can just dash or mirror towards you, and then you'll get a hit immediately, which is kind of a bit of an issue
hey,
here,
Santi.
which is why the, you know, patchers decided to buff this part as well. The next buff is if your cloak exposure is less than 40%, when you vault pallets or windows, you will still stay in invisibility mode. So as we can see here,
that's crazy actually. Wait, no, that's actually crazy. So you run into the open until 40%, you transition over to then a pallet or window, and then you can just start spamming them shits and you won't get forced out of it. Which means then you can go back to running in the open for another about a time. Yo, what?
it is pretty nice. But of course, once it is after 40%, you will be shown immediately, as you can see here as well. A part of the next buff is going to be the fact that, you know, when Pharaoh Lady does any big movements like flywheel, rescuing, etc., when cloak exposure is beneath 40%, it will also be cancelled. As you see here as well, it got cancelled immediately. So there's kind of the flexibility on that side. So vaulting pallets, dropping pallets, and then decoding Cipher machines and opening exit gates will not end cloaked state, will not enter invisibility state. And one of other Pharaoh Lady's buff is the fact that when she is...
Wait, hold on. For this portion specifically, does that mean, because he said that if the exposure is below 40%, then flywheel or rescuing will take you out of it. Does that mean then that if you're above 40%, that if you flywheel, it's not going to remove it? Like, is that? Is that does that mean that? Like, am I misunderstanding? Because he only said it was 40%. It's still going to remove it. Damn.
40%, it will also be cancelled. As you see here as well, it got cancelled immediately. So there's kind of the flexibility on that side. So vaulting pallets, dropping pallets, and then decoding cipher machines and opening exit gates will not end cloaked state, will not end your invisibility state. And one of other Pharaoh Lady's buff is the fact that when she is getting cipher machines from a cipher, instead of reducing the other cipher by 1.5%, it will be reduced by 1% per second instead. So
what? Oh, she's gonna be a Cipher Rush machine, bro. So she only she only drains 1% per percentage of decoding with the fucking additional buffs.
we'll see here. So we link up towards this one, and then we'll decode this. As you can see, it is currently 1% per second. It was previously 1.5 seconds, so this is a relative like one-to-one situation here. And we also can't forget about the fact that she decodes at 25, 20, 15% extra decoding speed based on how far the cipher machine is.
It's an exact
so in a nutshell,
1-to-1.
it's kind of like just transferring the cipher, but also getting decoding speed boost. So this is quite a nice buff here for Faro Lady as well. Okay, the next part.
God damn, she was decoding that fast.
Just transferring the cipher, but also getting the cipher.
When did that cipher start?
1% per second instead. So
she connected to the big cipher.
So we link up towards this one, and then we'll decode
she gave it
this.
15.
As you can see, it is currently
4,
1%
5,
per
6,
second. It was
7,
previously 1.5 seconds, so
9,
this is a relative
10,
like one-to-one
11,
situation
12,
here.
13,
And we also
14,
can't forget about the fact
15,
that she
16.
decodes at 25,
Holy shit,
20,
20 seconds and that thing is
15%
already at
extra
40.
decoding speed based on how far
Did you guys see the new March 7 path? Yeah, I just wish they made her a 5-star.
It's kind of like just transferring the cipher, but also getting decoding speed boost.
Wow.
So this is quite a nice buff here for Faro Lady as well. Okay, the next part of Faro Lady's buff is the fact that her decoding, her rescuing debuff has been reduced from 100% to 60%.
Beautiful. Sensational. Sensational even. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get this girl in the decoder category? Yeah, she is in the decoder category. I need 5-star March 7, right. Sensational.
Right now. So as we can see here, it's a little bit faster compared to the 100% slower rescuing speed from Survivors and Rocketcher, has now been reduced to 60%.
And this is, I'm assuming, is this with the persona of like the increased rescue speed, or no? I don't think it is for the.
No, I'm just gonna demonstrate to you how fast we rescue right after getting hit. So that's that. That's a hit, and then we rescue. And then by the time we rescue, the hunters are around, 50-60% done with their attack recovery animation.
For showcase,
of course, this is for Woo, so Woo is just a tiny bit faster on that point, I guess. Now then, the last buff would be the fact that exposure will not be indicated to Hunter when Faro Lady is nearby. This is a pretty good buff here as well for Faro Lady, as now the Hunter can't actually know if it's a Faro Lady that's nearby that's in invisibility mode, or it's just someone else that's hiding.
Wait, that was a thing before? So you mean to tell me that the hunter would get notified on whether it's a Pharaoh Lady that's nearby or if it's a fucking just random survivor hiding? That was a thing? What?
Buff here as well for Faro Lady.
I didn't even know that existed. They removed it though, so
now the hunter can't actually know if it's a Faro Lady that's nearby that's in invisibility mode, or it's just someone else that's hiding. But of course, that's going to be the end of today for Faro Lady. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye, you. Bye bye.
For now.
Oh wait, this outro's cute. Okay, she's gonna be good. She's gonna be good. Yo, she's gonna be fucking good. The best parts about her buff is the Cipher Rush, The decoding, the fuel shit. This is this for me right now is the best part of her buff, her Cipher Rush. Zeus, I literally told you, yeah, but I didn't pay attention. Me no reedy. This is the best part of her buff for me. She can steal progress if someone is on the Cipher. Yeah, I know. Wait, what? Huh. Oh, she can't. I heard can. I read can. Okay. Yeah, she can't steal. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I don't care. That's perfectly fine. But this right here, the fact that they lowered the percentage that it takes from the Cipher, meaning that you can keep your Mind's Eye decode buff pretty much for longer. So she was created to counter Ivy? No, actually, she was genuinely created to counter Ivy. She was like perfectly. She didn't even fare a decent shot against Opera. Cause how do you chase this bitch as an Opera? She throws one fake trail and that's it. Like, how do you chase this hoe as an Opera? Like, there's probably is a way to do it, but it's like it's gotta be a pain in the ass, no? Spray and pray. Bro, where was that bonbon clip at that you put? Right here. Look what happens to this bonbon, bro. And this is pre-buff. This is pre-buff. Look at what happens. He can't hit anything. He's just missing. Like like how does an opera chase her? What the fuck? Wait, she's actually so good now. They actually turned her from zero to hero. Wait, she's actually nutty. It's pretty easy to tell the fake trail, but it's still a 50-50. You gotta gamble. Like, if there's no real, like, 100% way to know, like... You can fake trail instead of... Yeah, there's so many mind games you can pull off with her. Granted, they didn't buff how many canes they have. Let me see, because I have the screenshot right here. Did they change anything about her canes? No, they didn't. So, like, she still only has 2 canes, but, like... With how like the amount of mind games you can pull in the early game, especially with how her invisibility works now, like it's just too. It's so good. Luca's connection, if he has 2 Cipher, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure she should be able to take from ciphers that the prisoner's connected to. Although she's a better prisoner, so prisoner, you're dead. Goodbye, prisoner. You're power corrupt. I don't want to see any more prisoners in my match. If you want to play prisoner, play Faro lady. Those players get a buff though, and Faro lady is only 25% visible. True. The European fans are mind-boggled. Yo, you imagine chasing a Faro lady with high ping? What if I play both drop prisoner right now? Oh my god. Her Cipher Rush is just better than prisoner because the hunter has no control over it. That's the best part of it. I think the only thing that makes it weak is the fact that like a cipher has to be worked on. But what makes it good is that imagine you're in a situation like this is why I say like now this girl, like this woman is made to counter Ivy. Cause what is Ivy's best trait? Her map pressure. So imagine an Ivy is camping a cipher that's at 80%, like 80, 90%, even 95%, and then you just have Faro Lady stealing the progress of that 95% cipher, decoding another cipher from the other side of the map. Would Hermit counter her? No, she would actually vice versa. She would counter Hermit. Because she provides herself her own decode buff to counteract the decode debuff, along with manipulating where the cipher progress is going. I think more accurately though, Faro Lady and Hermit counter each other. They counter each other in unique ways. Prisoners going down with the Mind's Eye and Mech, literally. Actually. Would she be able to be used in? Yeah, by next Koa she'll be able to use. By Koa 8 she'll be legal. When is she coming out? She's coming out next week, I think. Like not the Wednesday that's coming up, the Wednesday after the Wednesday that comes up. I think. So is Fair Lady or whatever her name is another case of Puppeteer because that's what you said about her in one of your other streams? Well, that's because Puppeteer didn't get buffed. She got buffed, so now she's like pretty fucking good. Puppeteer, I was harsh on him, I'm not gonna lie. Puppeteer is like I said in earlier streams that when Puppeteer was first released, he'll be good against Opera, and I am right about that because they are using Puppeteer and IJL to go against Opera. But other than that, he doesn't really have any usability outside of that. So he isn't the worst character to exist. But yeah. By Koa 8 she'll be legal. Okay, don't take that out of context. Wait, no, chat, that's out of context. That's out of context. B4U's been gassing Puppeteer? Oh, I know. I'm still on the fence with Puppeteer because I acknowledge that Puppeteer is good against Opera. Like, I acknowledge that. I even said that when he first came out, that he'll be an Opera Slayer. Because it'll just be hard on her since she's a single-hit hunter. But against other hunters, he's just too coin flip. He's too coin flippy. Like, Gamekeeper soft counters him once he gets first presence. IV soft counters. Like, too much. He has a name, I don't care. Puppeteer just makes single-hit hunter struggle? Yeah, pretty much. If a hunter goes against her, should they chase her early game or find another target? I'd probably say maybe chase her early game. But I don't know how she would kite. Because it's like, she still only has 2 canes. So it's like, you still have to, like, it's not gonna be too hard. Like, she still only has 2 canes. Well, it's definitely gonna be a pain in the ass if you don't chase her. Because if you don't chase her, then she's gonna Cipher rush you like a motherfucker. Did they buff her rescue speed? Yes, they did. They buffed her rescue speed. I'll show it again right here. Reduce rocket chair, reduce the disarray for rescuing survivors from 100% to 60%. And keep in mind again, if we're assuming that that's her rescue speed without like the built-in like rescue buff that you get when you put on Persona Tree, then it's like, hey man, her rescue nerf is pretty much worthless then. No, chat. No more prisoner propaganda. Goodbye, prisoner. You're to the trash. You're with mechanic. Goodbye. I'm done. No more Tide prisoners. If you want to run Tide prisoner, I would unironically rather you play Tide Pharaoh Lady than Tide prisoner. I would unironically rather that. Like, that shit can work. I used to love mechanic, my girl fell, yeah. Yeah, those are the Pharaoh Lady buffs. God damn, they buffed the ever-loving shit out of her. Is this where she on the tier list quickly? I don't know. She hasn't come out. I can't base it off I base my tier list off performance. She has no performance. What's the point of having buffs like that if they're pretty much useless after one thing? What do you mean? What's the point of having debuffs? I don't know, just to add something to the character. I don't know. Like, I wonder if she's gonna get Zeus. Do you think Fair Lady will be used a lot in high tiers? Yes. Now? Yes. Before the buffs? Hell no. I'm glad she got met. Yeah, literally. But nah. Like, she's insane now. She's actually insane.